All right, Lions fans, let's talk. Let's talk on the subject of Lions skill position and why is equivalent to them being SOL. For every reason, it's a thing for that. I want to call it. It's a thing of duplication, or copycat, or seeing what somebody else do, and which could be envious or it could be jealousy. What I'm saying is, when it comes to making a selection, going to the draft or free agency, top priorities that if you look at the mock drafts, they always be offensive and never be defensive. Even I want to go as far as the only time that it was defensive is when they should have made an offensive selection. So in terms of the consensuous mock drafts, I don't know what it is. When it comes to the Lions, we have to go. They always have us drafting of something of want versus something of need, and it's clear that the defense need an upgrade, right? But they would tell us to go offensive. They're like, well, the Lions going to go receiver. The Lions going to go because Marvin Jones not going to be here. Kenny Galladay is going to go be here. Well, those not really a much of a need when you have a dual threat in T.J. Hawkinson. So am I saying he's going to be my go-to guy? Why not? I could put him and I could put whoever they have as a tight end. I could still run a two tight end set with a receiver necessary because they both are basically dual threat tight ends. So I have Jesse James, I have him. If I don't choose to use Jesse James, I think they let go of Isaac Nada. So I'll take him off the board. And I don't know if they're going to bring back Bryant. But I believe they still have options at another tight end if they don't choose to go with Jesse James to go along with TJ Hawkinson. Instead of them going with the traditional Calvin Johnson, Nate Burleson to go down to Marvin Jones, Kenny Galladay, they can go with two tight ends and the tailback. They don't have to be the SOL. They don't have to be the same old Lions that we're come to know. So, with that being said, it would kind of eliminate doing something outside of the normal. Will kind of eliminate the status quo of SOL being attached to the Lions when it's particularly when it goes to those mock drafts that they had to go with the most obvious thing what the Lions would do based upon their history. You're talking about an organization who will draft four receivers in four straight drafts. So they what they're saying about the Lions won't do anything that's smart. They will find to do something that will be very destructive. The last time, if I were to give my honest opinion, the last time the Lions made the best selection they could have made in the draft is when they drafted Ndamukong Suh. Matter of fact, when doing that draft, I knew it was like impossible, even though they was sitting at, I believe, number two. I believe I was like, well, it's impossible for them to get Ndamukong Suh because I thought that who was picking ahead of him. I don't know who it was, but I was like, well, they're going to pick Suh. There's no way or somebody was going to trade up to get Suh. And two came, and when they made the selection, I was beyond surprised, one, and blown away that they had him because I knew this guy was an instant impact of a player. He just how he walked. He walked with power. Never mind his video. I don't really go through the highlights and all that good stuff. He just had a presence, and that's something I could build around. And it instantly they did. I saw that. I noticed that the first preseason game, I think they played against Pittsburgh, and I think they double to triple team him as a rookie. So I knew he was there. He was a mainstay. The only problem with that is once again the SOL they prioritize offense or skill positions over something that's going to be longevity, which is the defense. All right, so uh, maybe they didn't think Sue wasn't smart enough or wasn't a leader enough or whatever the case may be. They chose to go otherwise, and that became their demise of them going forward. That's why they were stuck at 8-8, or there's always have. That's why the mantra of SOL sticks with them because they won't do the necessity to go over the top. Now it's amazing though. Now somebody say, well, they try to do it a little differently by getting Trey Flowers. Trey Flowers is someone you could build on. He is someone you can build on. That's like, for example, if Sue was willing to come here, you grab Sue and grab a few other players, your defense could come alive just based upon the impact of energy in the room. Now, somebody may say Trey Flowers was a Patricia guy. He may not want to play. Trey Flowers is a professional. He's a pro's pro. He showed me that when they interviewed him after the Green Bay miscues, the officiating miscues. So he showed me that he's a guy that you could build on. Other than that, the problem that I believe that Quinn had with the team, that he had no one to build off the defense. Trey Flowers came in injured, and he never really got anything established because he never got into game form. It wasn't enough time. So by the time he was coming to game form, Quinn and Patricia's out the door. So I believe he was going to be the pillar that you build the defense off of. I think the defense was going to go as he goes. But if he wasn't there, there's not really much to build off of. If that could be understood coming from me. So with that being said, with the 7 overall pick, there's no top 10 worth the 7 overall pick in this year. So the guy that I'm looking for is offensive line. I was even willing even to the fact of consider. I'm watching the Indianapolis Colts situation, who they're going to get at quarterback and all that situation, how that's going to work out. If Andrew Luck comes back or not, if he does, if they are they willing to part ways with one of their offensive linemen. Particularly, I'm looking at Quentin Nelson. That was my ideal choice with a 7 overall pick, swapping that to them. But if not, if I'm staying at 7 and we're looking at the board as a fall, and if Sewell is falling down to me, even if he's a pick away, I'm trying to grab him if I possibly can, if he's in reach. I'm trying to grab him. If not, I'm looking to trade down. If that's the best case scenario, the worst case scenario is that I'm stuck at 7 and I have to play what's falling to me. Or I have to pick what's falling to me. But going back to the Lions being SOL based upon skill positioning, all right, they would try to replicate their success from 91 off of Barry Sanders. And from that point on, it's like they've been trying to get a skill position guy that's going to carry the team. Now, Matthew Stafford was the best player, I believe, available in that draft. It was either him or it was a negotiation for, I believe, somebody by the name of, it was a linebacker that was talking about it. I know Sanchez wasn't the option and Freeman wasn't the option. And Bradford held out. So he stayed another year in college. So that took him off the board. But I don't think they could win another way to get a better position. But the problem is that with Stafford, he's mediocre. He's not a 16-0 type of leader. He's a 8-8 type of leader. Now, Wayne Fontes went on record by saying that he wish he had a Stafford. Yeah, because Wayne Fontes was 8-8. He's that type of guy. Wayne Fontes is not too high, not too low. He's even keel. He's not going to go for 16-0, but at the same time, he won't do worse enough to go 0-16. So that's why I think Matthew Stafford would have been great for him. I would love for the Lions to do something very bold and get out of the mediocrity of being 8-8 or 9-7. That's like that is a place to be. Why can't they be a team? Well, I won't say why can't they. They should shoot for the stars of being a 16-0 type team. I mean, franchise, that is. I'm not saying they will go 16-0. I'm saying they already went 0-16, so we already know that that's possible. But to go 16-0, having that focus, like we're going to do whatever it takes. Well, winning is the only option for this franchise. Losing is not optional. So what is it going to take for us to win? First, bottom line is you got to start off with a foundation first. And what positional group is ready to be a foundational support or a foundational platform that you could build off of? And that's the offensive line. The offensive line is one player away. I would have said 2, but I believe that the versatility of Halapoulivaati Vitae, based upon who you put beside him, can actually put him to above average to good alignment. Decker's going to be okay. Jonah Jackson's going to be okay. Ragnow's he is off the charts. So the only problem that I will have is either right tackle or right guard. Left guard. So that can determine with the this what makes this team so good because Ragnar can play guard as well as center. Jonah Jackson has shown versatility. They can play both guard position. Vaitai is showing the capability of playing. Well, we haven't really seen him in a full season as tackle. We saw him in a position of guard. So, with that being said, if you get you a bona fide right guard or a bona fide tackle, and I'm going to say right tackle because I think Decker's going to stay on that side unless Decker can go to the right side because the guy that you're bringing coming in as the new tackle is just that dominant on the left side that you will, what I'm saying is they have versatility, real legitimate versatility. So you're talking about a gentleman by the name of Slater or of course Sewell. If they can drop back, I'll go after Slater. If they stay at 7, I'm taking that 7 and maybe something of the next year draft, and I'm going up and I'm getting Sewell. With that being said, get rid of the SOL mantra of being 8-8 and 7-7. 9-7, by attacking the skill position first. You don't need to go in the draft with the 7 overall. Go get you a receiver, or a running back, or a tight end. You got your tight end of the future. All you need to do is go ahead and plug and play. There's plenty of guys that you can get in later rounds that can complement Swift, that can complement Hockenson at the skill positions. You're getting these are mainstays. Your mainstays are invested to the offensive line. With that being said, Lions fans, I salute.